Life is a theater. We are both the actors and the audience. We determine our roles. But once chosen, we must play our parts. Which character are you?
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. Or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep no more.
Professor McGee?
Yes, my dear?
Oh, Professor, what a surprise. I was telling my student just yesterday about you.
About me? Do you still remember me? Are you not surprised that I'm still alive?
Professor, you were a legend for us. He used to teach me. Do you remember drama classes? I'm Lisa Williams. Oh, that's fine, Professor. I wasn't someone special, really worth remembering. But I'd love to spend some time with you. What about lunch together?
With pleasure. I'll be around. I miss the atmosphere. So I came back.
I'm late for my lecture, but I'll find you here.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Where are you? Well, will you be here or not? To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer?
To be or not to be, whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer. Suffer! I also suffer the slings and arrows, a sea of troubles, to die. What? What? This is written about me.
To be or not to be? To be or not to be? To be or not to be? That is the question. Of course, to be.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more. And by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. Ah, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity out of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of th' unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of? Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sickly o'ered with the pale cast of thought and enterprise of great pitch and moment. With this regard their currents turn awry, and lose the name of